The World Is Not Enough was released in 1999, and with the Bond franchise on the cusp of a new millennium, Pierce Brosnan's third outing was so very close to being his best yet. Unfortunately, annoying characters and a sloppy climax meant its emotional depth and great action scenes were, well, not enough. Following the assassination of oil tycoon Robert King by Renard, a former KGB agent turned terrorist, Bond is sent to protect his daughter Elektra from a similar fate. In the process, he discovers a plot to inflate the value of her newly inherited oil by triggering a nuclear meltdown in Istanbul. Michael Apted was handed the role of director for The World Is Not Enough, but with limited experience in action filmmaking, for many the choice was an odd one. The decision was fueled by the producer's desire to redress the balance of the Bond films. Wall-to-wall action was dropped in favour of more emotionally complex characters. Not difficult to imagine, considering the previous film. At the core of that decision is Elektra King, played by Sophie Marceau. The character's arc, one of kidnap, Stockholm Syndrome and manipulation, carries the film entirely. Throughout the film series there had been attempts to create a female character equal to Bond in intelligence and competence, but they always fell flat.
This is no time to be rescued.
Why don't you wait until you're asked?
So why don't you ask me?
Elektra finally breaks that mould and outsmarts not only Bond, but M as well. Okay, so the twist reveal of her villainy wasn't exactly difficult to see coming, but Sophie Marceau does such a good job of transitioning from vulnerable to vengeful, it doesn't truly matter. Her acting prowess really helps to deliver some emotional weight between Elektra and Bond's relationship, especially given the short amount of screen time allocated to it. Brosnan compliments Marceau and delivers a more successful attempt at an emotional Bond. Yes, there are a few cheesy lines, but they're delivered well.
So you're a British spy. Do you have a name?
My name's Bond. James Bond.
And proper actual espionage is involved as Bond disguises himself as a Russian scientist. Sadly, the progress made on Elektra is somewhat lost on Dr. Modi, Warm Flash, as Brosnan reverts back to Connery's rather inappropriate behaviour. And you'd think the likes of 007 wouldn't fall prey to the Prometheus run, but apparently not. Run to the side, you fool! M's amped up involvement with the narrative laid the foundation for what we'd come to see with Craig's Bond films. Finally, her character was set free from expositive briefings and given some more action. Robbie Coltrane's return as Zukovsky from GoldenEye was a pleasant surprise, and Renard is fine considering he's not the true villain of the movie. His science-iffy background concerning the damaged medulla oblongata is silly, but for a franchise which has contained voodoo and Nazi genetic experiments, it's pretty forgivable. Not so forgivable are the likes of Bull and Bond girl Christmas Jones. Goldie should have stuck to his day job instead of hamming up every scene he's in, and many fans argue over Denise Richards' believability as a nuclear physicist, but the true problem lies in her shallow involvement and corny dialogue.
She thinks we're dead and she thinks she got away with it.
Do you want to put that in English for those of us who don't speak spy?
It really does seem as if the character was created for a one-line payoff to end the film.
I thought Christmas only comes once a year.
Speaking of the end, The World Is Not Enough falls at the last hurdle. The climactic scene in the submarine feels rushed and tangles itself up in unexplained, messy science, involving plutonium rods and reactors and pressure. The set piece doesn't feel particularly grandiose and leaves the finale as more of a damp squib. Previous action scenes are much more successful. The pre-title sequence boat chase through the River Thames really hits those big notes and uses the newly built Millennium Dome to full effect. A classic ski chase is followed by a pipeline bomb defusal, enhanced with a tasteful use of CGI, unlike other certain action scenes. Along with Zukovsky's Caviar Factory shootout, they cover a nice range of locations across the Caspian Sea, including one we've seen before.
Lovely view.
gems. We must leave here now.
It's with The World Is Not Enough that we said goodbye to Desmond Llewelyn as Q, with the introduction of his successor, R, played by John Cleese. Seemingly prophetic in nature, the actor was to pass away due to a car crash only 3 weeks after the film's premiere. Throughout 5 generations of Bond, he'd always been there for some gadget-laden repartee and a little bit of telling off. The film handled his final briefing perfectly and cemented the love-hate relationship between the two with this one little line.
You're not retiring anytime soon. Are you?
Now pay attention, 007. I've always tried to teach you 2 things. First, never let them see you bleed.
And the second?
Always have an escape plan.
The 19th Bond film was released to mixed reviews, but as ever, profited a humongous worldwide gross of $361 million. There was certainly no stopping the franchise, especially not as it reached its 40th anniversary.
Hey, wait! They've come back! Stop!
Keep going! Keep going! He's crazy!
I got something to tell you!
Mine.
Okay, don't make any sudden moves. Hop inside my mouth if you want to live.
Hop in your mouth, huh? And how does that make me live?
Mine.
Because I can take you to your son.
Yeah, right.
No, I know your son. He's orange. He's got a gimpy fin on one side.
Mine. And my family's. It runs in my veins, thicker than blood.